Most assets in the market, like the stock market, gold, silver, they're making new all-time highs, but Bitcoin is still grinding downwards. Guys, today I need to talk about what I see happening in the crypto space in the near future, as well as some incredible things that are happening behind the scenes that are going to have a big effect on the markets. Make sure, guys, to stick around from the beginning until the end of this video. Welcome back, everybody. My name is Chris, bringing you cryptocurrency videos every day. If you're new to the channel, then make sure to subscribe and activate the bell right now. So let's kick it off with Bitcoin here, and you can see that we have continuously been grinding downwards since making this push towards the orange line here at $95,000. I warned you that this was going to be the first big level of resistance and that we still need to be prepared for pullbacks from this point, and that is exactly what has happened. Now, what I've always been saying is that I think that we're gonna break through this eventually, but this time was not the time to break through it. I think we're gonna do it eventually, but now we need to be prepared for more sideways action, and Bitcoin is not looking super strong for the time being. And also the rest of the crypto markets not really looking amazing. Ethereum went up to this level here, 3,262, had a pullback. Same thing for Solana, trying to remain above this support level right here, having trouble maintaining price action above this point. And this comes at a time when the stock market yesterday made a new all-time high. You can see that gold is pushing towards the previous all-time high, silver pushing towards the previous all-time high. So it's very disappointing right now. The crypto space is not really looking super bullish. However, I believe that patience is going to pay off. Just like I've been saying, that you need to be cautious at these moments in the short term. If you're holding for the long term, that's fine. But in the short term, we still need to be prepared for more pullbacks because we still have not broken through the key levels of resistance. You have 95K, and then you have 100K, and then you have 102K. And also what you have is the whales have a new resistance level as well at around $100,000. Let's see if I can find it. So here it is. Nope, here it is. New whales have an entry price of around $99,000. If price reaches that level, they are likely to dump the market to exit at break-even. Reminder, these are whales, not retail. So here's the thing. Bitcoin crypto not looking super amazing right now. I believe that if you have patience moving into the later parts of 2026, we're going to make a new all-time high. But until then, you need to be prepared for more pullbacks. And we have not achieved anything until we can establish a bullish trend, which we are going to do if we break through 95, 100,000 and $102,000. Those are the key levels we need to watch right now. So if you're patient, it's going to pay off. If you are irresponsibly long right now and you will get liquidated if we go down any lower, then you need to be a bit cautious here. Not financial advice, of course, but my thesis remains the same here, and that's completely fine. For me, I'm holding my trading strategies, of course. They're still making more gains, and when we go up and make new highs, then those are going to be amazing. A lot of people have asked me if I should not just... Because here's the thing. The stock market is at an all-time high, and the stocks have been doing pretty good. Gold has been doing good. People have asked me, why don't you just open these strategies with stocks and with gold and these things? So if you want me to do that, guys, I could do that, and I think that's actually a good idea. The only issue is that if I'm doing it for stocks, it makes sense to do more leverage. Why? Because the funding rates are pretty high here for the stocks here. The funding rate is, you can say, 0.003%, and the interval is every, let me see here, the interval is every 2 hours. So you will be paying a lot in funding if you just hold this position. Then the grid profits really need to equalize out the funding. You can see I've paid almost $1 in funding here. This is just a test thing that I opened up, but I paid 54 cents in funding, and I've made 56 cents in grid profit. So yes, it is still, profitable, so to speak, because of this. But yeah, most of the profits are being eaten up by the funding. So I will experiment a little bit more with this, guys, and then I will potentially add these ones. And of course, you're not going to pay funding if you use this for the spot positions. But then if you're going to use spot, then you will have to have a very large position for it to make sense actually with these trading strategies if you're just going to do spot. But I will update you on that, guys. I will keep you updated. So guys, let's continue here. And what I wanted to show you is, before I talk about something huge that has been happening here recently that's going to have a big effect on the markets in general, I wanted to also show you the results of the trading competition. There's 1 day left. Still the top 3 is Mindcracker, BP111 and Paul M. So this is very important to keep track of. They are about to potentially seal the win here in the next 24 hours. Guys, let us continue. So in the last 3 weeks, the Fed have started buying $40 billion in US T-bills and notes. And also Trump is calling for Fannie and Freddie to buy $200 billion in mortgage-backed securities. This is quantitative easing. What he is essentially doing is telling Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, which is like Fannie Mae, they were created by Congress. They perform an important role in the nation's housing financial system to provide liquidity stability and affordability to the mortgage market. So essentially, what he is doing when they are buying all of these mortgage bonds is he's pushing down the rates. So that means that people that have mortgages on houses, they can refinance at a lower rate, which means that they will have more money to buy other things. They will feel richer, which means that they will buy more things, fueling the economy. But more importantly, this is like quantitative easing. This is like part of a quantitative easing, and this is coming at the same time as these other things are happening as well. So the mortgage rate is being pushed down. That's going to ease the economy. It's going to cause people to spend more money. Also, you are not bullish enough. We are running it hot at all costs. Every sector, every trick in the book. So Donald Trump is going to cap the credit card interest rates at 10% as well, which means that people will have more money left to buy other things with if they're not paying those crazy interest rates. Now, this could also have another side effect, and that could be that the people that usually have higher interest rates, like 20 to 30%, maybe they will not get a credit card instead because it's not worth the risk for the credit card company. So we will see how this is all going to play out. But all these things are stimulating the economy, probably, at least for now. So JP Morgan is also saying the same thing. There's going to be a huge inflationary burst. This is due to a decline in money velocity and a moderating trend in government spending, which is the primary driver of inflation from 2021 to 2024. Hence, money growth is private sector led, which is not inflationary. So they are expecting an increase in asset prices and a decrease in core and headline consumer prices. So this is all good. This would be good. The problem here is that all of these things are very good, but what if the money is just going to flood, just like we've seen throughout the year? They're going to go to the gold, silver, to the stock market, but not to Bitcoin, because hopefully we can see a break of that trend. Now, why are we still, and Besant, by the way, is calling also for lower rates, why are we still seeing crypto not really take off? The whales have started to sell again. You can see the Coinbase discount is accelerating here. People are dumping Bitcoin like crazy on Coinbase, these institutions. And also, we're not seeing the flows from the ETF actually pick up. Every time we have positive flows, it is immediately canceled out after that. If you look at when we were going up previously, you had constant inflows into the ETFs with some small outflows, but now it's mostly outflows with just some small inflows just for a few days, and then it resumes towards outflows. So that's a bit worrisome. I will keep you updated on this, but the economy in general, like the quantitative easing, the money stimulation is happening, but it's just that it's going towards stocks, it's going towards gold and silver. And the question is, maybe for now, it could be a good idea to actually open up a stock strategy here. I will keep you updated on that, guys, when I have more information. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you in the next one.